So let me start with first due apologies, Akash. The point that you make is absolutely critical, and we need to incorporate that. But let me also, just on that build, I was very exercised about the Supreme Court proceedings in the last few days. I'm sure many of you would know that a few months ago the Supreme Court had actually given a verdict saying that almost a crore Adivasis would be evicted from their own lands. And I did not see a response, not even enough stories, except a few specific stories. And we know who are the journalists who are doing that. We did not even see any coverage of something as dramatic as this. 1 crore people getting evicted from their own homeland. And that did not happen. So the question that we're discussing of ultimately what is the narrative, what is the political, social, economic narrative that we even get to talk about, where is the agenda being set, I think these studies are going to be helpful in that. So I just want to thank Newslaundry and obviously Oxfam India for taking this up. And as you said, this is obviously not surprising. We've all known this. But I still must say that when I actually looked at the numbers, it was heartbreaking. To actually see, as if you look at the numbers seriously, just let me pick the first one. It says out of 121, 106 are upper caste, none from the Dalits or Adivasis. So it means that the remaining 14 are either from some other religions or we have not been able to identify the caste. That's the level of, I would say, complete exclusion that you see in the entire newsroom. In fact, if you remember, Dr. Ambedkar in his famous speech said that we'll create a grammar of anarchy if we do not back the political democracy that we have created with social and economic democracy. And what I see is this is really the fundamentals of that grammar of anarchy. All around us, that's what we are seeing. I work a lot with social movements, and in social movements, one of the fundamental lessons that we learn is jiski ladai, uski agwai. And that's again a principle that's something that we obviously are not talking about. So you'll again see this data. Who's talking even on Dalit question? It's essentially the upper caste. So we are obviously in a very grim situation, and I must say that the scheduled tribes in particular are further excluded, and you do not see that voice. I do work closely with the Dalit movement, closely with the Adivasi movement. The Dalit movement is able to at least get some voice at the moment, but the Adivasi movement has been boxed into questions of essentially either about Naxalism, left-wing extremism, or at best forests. So that's where it's got located. And in this context, how do we really shape up? How do we pull up our socks is the critical question. And I must say, I think we are all very, very critical, and rightly so, we must continue doing critical of the government. But government is still much better in its ability to ensure representation and diversity in its workforce. If you go to the private sector, and let me also say that even in what we call the civil society, you come to probably in Oxfam, we would be pretty bad in terms of our diversity. And I think the real conversation is how do we actually change this and ensure that people who shape the narrative are the ones whose issues are being discussed. Thank you.